Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel of Evolution. My name is Shuby, and I am here to help discover and decipher the symbolism and the metaphors that are all around us in this life and use them, utilize them to their fullest potential to help us raise our consciousness, bring things to the awareness, bring things to the light, and become our best selves, and being able to use this information as tools to conquer our fears to reach our true potential. Last week, I talked about fire. I missed out on a lot of the information I wanted to talk about on that because I kind of utilized, I guess, I kind of fell into that fire attitude and I wasn't well put together. It was just raw, uncut, right on the spot type of moving. But today, I want to talk about water, because that's like the other force. I don't want to say opposite, though they do oppose. So yeah, I guess we'll go with that. But there's a balance that can be made there, like too much fire will evaporate water. Too much water will drown out the flame. Water has this beautiful intrigue about it, doesn't it? It's like we're drawn to it. We want to understand it, but at the same time, it scares the crap out of us because it represents the depths, which is emotion, which includes fear, because we have no idea what is beneath the surface, and we have no idea the next time that its beauty in calm waters will be enraged and a tsunami will take place and wipe out the entire island or wipe out the village on the coastline and rip earth down into the depths. We're drawn to it, we're afraid of it, and we can't live without it. That is a mysterious element. We can't even really fully understand the concept of water, and they're still studying this scientifically now, trying to figure out water, and it's just such a divine substance. But on a symbolic level, it can teach us a lot. I know water has been in so many of my dreams personally, probably a higher percent, because it is just such a common symbol, right? And water represents the emotions. So we're always able to look, like if we have a dream, and the water is rough, well, it's because we're going through an emotional rough patch. Or if the water is calm, well, then we are feeling better, calm, serene, peaceful. If the water is murky, we can't see through it. If the water is transparent, we understand it. But a lot of times water is a mirror, right? It reflects things back. And this is like in attempts to cover up its depths. I love the story of Atlantis. This is this Eden or heaven, this super advanced civilization that lived in harmony, that had massive technology way beyond even our technological advanced society, right? This was a perfect image of society. Yet, this traumatic experience happened, an earthquake came and shook the crap out of it, and a tidal wave of emotion, whatever exactly tore this island down, and it ended up sinking into the depths of the ocean. And this happens to all of us as people, right? When you take something so traumatic and something so heart-wrenching and something so difficult, some emotional experience that just tears you apart, we as people, because of our ego, is taught to suppress that. You know, in other words, we sink that ship and we push it down into the depths of our own soul and into our own emotions so nobody else can see that and use it against us, because it's just like, you know, it's such a painful experience. We never want to experience it again if we can't handle it. So if anybody is to bring that wreck up to the surface, we become violent. You know, we try to defend that, we try to sink that, unless we have the ability to overcome that. Water. Water's freaking incredible, you know. It's all about balance, just like everything. How do we make this symbol effective for our life? How can we, you know, another great story is of Aquaman, right? Comic book hero, master of the sea. That means he is the master of emotion. He has learned how to conquer everything within the depths of his own being. Conquer every monster that lurks within underneath. And he learns how not only how to conquer it, but how to communicate with it. He learned how to utilize it. You know, he is a master of water or emotion because he was strong enough to overcome and face all the fears, you know. I see this a lot in political debate today. People as a whole, not just Republicans, not just Democrats or liberals or conservatives. I don't care about the terminology you choose. People have so many suppressed issues that we leave undealt with, we try to keep sunk. Well, and then in this political situation, the reason the political game works the way it does, which is horrible and shitty, and we get nothing done, we get nothing accomplished, we hardly move forward because we're too busy digging up people's shipwrecks, right? Because we know that's an easy way to win a debate. It's low, poor character, and shitty of someone to do, but it's effective. And that's why our politicians do this, right? We bring up the shipwreck. We even do this to our own brothers and sisters because our ego says we need to win a fight. And how do we win? How do we feel better? How do we seek the revenge because they hurt us? Yada, yada. So we raise people's shipwrecks. Now, we bring to the surface something that this person was trying to suppress. Well, now what? Now you have an instant fight or flight response. You can either break down, own it, face your fear right on the spot, and say, I'm not the greatest person. I've made a lot of mistakes. I failed in this area of my life. I really suck at this area. I'm pretty good over here, but I suck at this, right? And I didn't want anybody to know that. So I just tried to avoid it and tried to keep it sunk within the depths. You might even break down, cry, yell a little bit, release some emotion, but you can face it and handle it. Or what we see happen 99% of the time is you attack and you try to throw a tidal wave, raise the waters, bring a storm to sink that thing, to keep it under the surface where you've been keeping it your whole life. That's what the ego says, do this, because you are threatened, attack, fight. But think about it. When you're in a debate, when you're in an argument, when somebody tries to stab you to bring that shipwreck to the surface, what happens when you own it? It ends. They can no longer use that against you. But if you keep it in the depths, below the surface, hidden, you're going to be forever limited in your potential, because it takes a lot of energy to keep things sunk, to keep things covered up. Especially the better you are at it, when people have no idea about it, but you're trying so hard to keep it that way, you lose so much energy. You know, you even find times of depression and hatred and anger because nobody can accept you, because you can't even accept yourself, because you're hiding all this shit. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying bring everything up all at once, because that can be fatal. But we need to try to resurrect all of the things that we tried to sink. And then our potential is pure. Our energy is now free to be utilized for the greater good, to transcend from the depths up into the heavens, because we have now mastered our energy. We have learned the lessons that it was trying to teach us. We have discovered Atlantis, the sunk city, with all of the information, with all the technology, with all of the treasure, the awareness of greatness and potential. Water always reveals to us something. Pay attention, think on it, love it. Stormy seas make for great sailors, and we all will face storms. But that is no reason to stay docked in the bay. Safe. Love exploration. Go out there, become your best self. Find your strength, find your passion, find your love, and learn how to let go of all of that shit you are trying to keep down because your ego is protecting your image, your identity, the only thing that you reflect and you keep at the surface level that people can see. And all the shit that you're hiding might be your greatest gift, your greatest treasure, but you'll never know because it's sunk. Bring it up. Let's see what happens. I love you guys. I hope this was informative and enjoyable. Have a great, great morning. Peace.